Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. We talk about cars, reliability, and real-world ownership. Today we're diving into one of Audi's most elegant and timeless models, the first generation Audi A5, a car that mixed beauty, performance, and comfort like few others of its time. But is it still worth buying today? Which engines should you go for, and which ones should you avoid? Let's take a closer look and find out if the Audi A5 is still a smart buy or just a pretty face. The Audi A5, a car that isn't just a coupe, but a statement. When it first hit the market in 2007, it was clear right away that Audi wanted to create something elegant, sporty, and emotional, a car that would bridge the gap between design, comfort, and performance. And that's exactly what they did. Designed by Walter de Silva, the A5 was quickly labelled as one of the most beautiful Audis ever built. But what's really behind that? What engines are worth buying? What problems should you look out for? And is the A5 still a smart choice today? Take one look at the A5 and you can tell it's not just about power, it's about presence. That sleek, low profile, the muscular rear end, the frameless doors. It looks fast even when standing still. Inside, you're greeted by typical Audi quality, clean design, premium materials, and a cockpit that still feels solid, even though it's a bit dated by modern standards. Still, the craftsmanship is top-notch, and when you sit inside, you feel the premium atmosphere right away. Under the hood, Audi offered nearly everything, from fuel-efficient 4-cylinders to powerful 6- and even 8-cylinder engines. Let's start with the Petrol engines. The entry-level version was the 1.8 TFSI, a popular engine, but unfortunately not a perfect one. Many of these suffer from high oil consumption, and in some cases, really high. If you're thinking about buying an A5 with this engine, make sure it's one of the revised versions. From around 2011 onward, Audi improved the piston rings, and the problem became much less common. Performance-wise, it's fine for daily driving with 160 to 170 horsepower, but it doesn't really feel sporty, especially in a heavier coupe. Next up, the 2.0 TFSI, probably the best compromise for most drivers. Depending on the year, it makes between 180 and 211 horsepower, delivering solid performance and decent fuel economy. But here too, early models can suffer from oil consumption. If you find a later one that's been looked after, you'll get a smooth, punchy and enjoyable drive, especially if it's a Quattro. For those who want a bit more refinement, there's the 3.2 FSI V6. It sounds beautiful, it's silky smooth and it's strong. But it's not without faults. Timing chain issues are common and repairs can be costly. On top of that, it drinks quite a lot of fuel. It's a great engine for enthusiasts, but probably not ideal for those looking for low running costs. Then there's the 3.0 TFSI, the supercharged V6 from the S5. Here we're talking about serious power, 333 horsepower, instant response and great traction thanks to Quattro. When maintained properly, it's a reliable engine. Known issues? Leaky water pumps and occasional timing chain tensioner noise. But overall, this motor is far more efficient and dependable than the older V8. Speaking of which, the early S5 models came with the legendary 4.2-litre V8, a masterpiece in sound and character, but also a bit of a beast to maintain. Timing chain wear, oil leaks, and of course, a massive thirst for fuel. For purists, this engine is a dream. For everyone else, it's a bit of a wallet burner. Now let's talk about the diesels. And this is where Audi really shines. The 2.0 TDI was the most common choice, and generally solid if you pick the right model year. Early versions had timing chain and oil issues, but later ones, especially from 2011 onward, became much better. Quiet, efficient, and reliable when maintained properly. Above that, there were the V6 diesels, the 2.7 TDI and the 3.0 TDI. Both are fantastic engines when serviced correctly. The 2.7 is a little less lively, but it tends to have fewer timing chain issues. The 3.0 TDI, though, is the star of the show. Powerful, efficient, and full of torque. It's one of those engines that feels effortless. The only concerns are oil leaks around the transmission and potential timing chain wear after 250,000 kilometers. On the road, the A5 impresses with its balance between comfort and sportiness. Especially with Quattro, it feels stable and planted through corners. However, the front suspension is quite complex, with lots of aluminum control arms that wear out over time. You'll notice knocking noises or vague steering when that happens. Replacing all of them isn't cheap, so it's something to check before buying. Then there's the transmission story. Depending on the engine, you could get a manual, the Multitronic CVT or the S-Tronic dual clutch. The Multitronic is, unfortunately, the weak point. It was fine in lower powered versions, but with more torque, it often struggles. Jerky shifting, slipping, or even total failure. If you go for one, only buy it with proof of regular oil changes. The S-Tronic, on the other hand, is a completely different story. Much faster, sportier, and more reliable. It still needs regular oil changes though, ideally every 60,000 kilometers. Ignore that and you'll have problems later. Inside, the A5 continues to impress. The seats are comfortable, the driving position is excellent, and the quality of materials is outstanding for its age. The coupe form obviously means limited rear space, but that's part of its charm. This is a car built for drivers, not families. The convertible version adds another layer of fun with a well-insulated soft top and surprisingly little wind noise. The facelift in 2011 gave the A5 a refresh. Sharper headlights, a slightly updated interior, and more efficient engines. Audi also fixed many of the early issues with the 1.8 and 2.0 TFSI, making these later models the safer bet for buyers today. But let's talk about common issues. As mentioned, oil consumption is the big one for the TFSI engines. Timing chains can be a problem for the V6s. You might also see issues with window regulators, xenon light modules, or the electronic parking brake. On convertibles, the soft top can sometimes get stuck. And though rare, you can find rust spots on older cars, usually around door edges or the trunk lid where seals rub against the paint. Despite that, driving an A5 is an experience. The steering feels precise, the chassis is solid, and the overall driving dynamics are excellent. It gives you that secure, premium feeling that's hard to find in cars of this age. Spare parts are easy to get, and as long as the car's been properly maintained, it's a vehicle that can serve you well for years. In terms of price, used A5s have become very attractive. Around €10,000 will already get you a decent example, depending on mileage and condition. The 3.0 TDI Quattro is the hidden gem. Strong, dependable, and surprisingly economical. The 1.8 TFSI is fine too, but only if you're absolutely sure it's the improved version. So if you're after a stylish, sporty yet comfortable coupe, the first generation Audi A5 is still an excellent choice. It offers elegance, solid engineering, and timeless design. You just have to know what to look for. And if you find a good one, it's a car that will still turn heads today. When buying one, take your time. Start the engine cold, listen for any rattles from the timing chain, and ask about oil consumption. Check the service records carefully, especially for S-Tronic or Multitronic models. A well-maintained A5 is a true piece of German craftsmanship. Not just a car you drive, but one you enjoy every single day. In the end, the Audi A5 is more than just a good-looking coupe. It's a well-balanced all-rounder with character. It's for people who value style, comfort, and quality, but also love the feeling of a proper drive. And if you choose the right engine, you'll have a car that will stay by your side for many years, with plenty of driving pleasure and that unmistakable Audi feeling. So what do you think about the first generation Audi A5? Would you go for the V6 diesel, the smooth TFSI, or maybe the legendary V8S5? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading your thoughts and experiences. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want more honest car reviews and buying guides like this one. Thanks for watching, drive safe, and I'll see you in the next video.